Alright. Let's begin. And that seems about good for audio. Okay, so welcome back to At the Ends of Eras, the video game that I'm making. And so I haven't been streaming very much for the past week or so because, well, for the past couple weeks, because I also had a vacation, and then I came back and didn't feel motivated. Mostly because the last remaining work for this year is all going to be writing. It's all going to be what I've been calling the second pass, because the game is completable, but it really is missing, um, I'd say like the thesis almost, or like conveying its core ideas. So what I have today is I did a little bit of work off stream, figuring out what I needed to do. Let's see. And so this is where we left off last time. I was just playing around basically in this side quest here. But okay. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that right now. My current plan is basically the player gets information about their mother from other characters, but I want to basically go through the events of her life and find where other characters are contradicting each other, and then have the player be able to explore those contradictions and have the medium react to those, possibly while other characters react to them, and then the player like being able to like process that. And so I think what I'm going to do is, first of all, just describe what each character tells you, basically. So, spoiler warning for the game. Because it will, you know, reveal the central mysteries, kind of. Though, yeah, the game does whatever it does. Okay, so let's go to proof of concept, because we have that in here. And I think what I'll do is I'll just lay out the sort of, like, basis of it. So yeah, the whole game abridged is what we'll do. And also, I have so much stuff on this sidebar that I'm not even going to bother bringing my text editor over. I'm just going to, let's do dialogue test. Where is that? Oh, it's in project dialogue test. The whole game abridged. Okay. So, let's see, hello again, blah, blah, blah. So we have this stuff here. What I'm going to do, so you learn your mother was... So let's go through the actual information that you learn from, for example, this guy. Oh wait, no, this isn't... Yeah, you and Orstad. You sure are. Excuse me. So you learn a lot on the way. Let's see. Orstad knew your mother. Life. She had a sister and lived with her parents. No extended family as far as Orstad knew. And let's say many, let's see, many households. Basically, he's just basically, I'm imagining that it's just, Tara, which is Jackie's mom, for people who haven't been here for every single stream where I say her name. Her older sister or younger sister, I'm not entirely sure, and then their parents. And Orstad thinks that it's odd that their grandparents aren't there because that's typical of, like, a household in this, like, community, basically. Let's go to Sherrod. Oh, and eventually I still need to decide if I'm going to go ahead with making a new world. Like rearranging all of the terrain. I think I'll probably have to save that for next year if I'm going to decide to do that. And like I'll have to really think on it because I've done a lot of work, but most of it honestly is not very good. But eventually I have to decide, am I going to keep working in the hopes that I can make something better or just finish the job, basically. Because like Sherrod right now, I don't like how this city looks. It's very boring. Like, it just concentric circles. It doesn't leave much for like an actual city. And I don't like the terrain of the world because I've talked about that a few times. But I've put so much work into it now that it'd feel crazy to actually like redo all of it. But I'll basically have to do all of it anyway. But okay. That's not the main thing. When Valand invaded, they were stuck the city for several months. Lines up the plateau were cut. So let's do like plus stat here. Well, I'll figure that out later. When they finally invaded Gerard, and Orstad thought the entire family was killed. Let's see. The tower would have been 16 or 15 or 16 by, let's say, a younger sister. Let's see, vaguely. Basically, the reason Orstad doesn't have much to say about her personality is just because he was aware of her. You know, like in a small town when you know families, basically, but have never, like, talked to them directly. So he basically knew parents, 2 girls, assumed they all died in the war, and that's about it. And he should be... I suspect he'll probably be one of the first characters people meet, but I also want to try to figure out how do I make it so that each character feels like a missing piece, regardless of what order you get them in. I guess, let's say the questions that we have here that are answered, regardless of, like, what order you're in. So confirm Tara was Serdi. Yeah, I guess this is the main thing that it really confirms, because basically the Serdi are the fictional religious like group in here, and then once they are basically like once like an Islamic fundamentalist movement like takes over the country, they all go into hiding or leave the country. Or, you know, die, basically. And so she pretends that she's Muslim for the rest of her life after that. And so this confirms that. And it should also probably confirm... So questions that are answered regardless of order. Confirm Tara was sincerity, that she was born in Sherrod. Her parents died. I think basically it's going to be unclear because she has other extended family that she lives with, and it'll be unclear how they're actually related to her because she gives people different answers, basically to just like not attract scrutiny. Well, would that really make sense? Maybe it would. Okay. There's some things about Tara's teen life. Let's see, I think... What is the actual timeline here? Hang on. I need to double check the actual... I have somewhere in here an actual full-on timeline. It should be in, like, writing... Is this the right thing? Is this still accurate? I don't think this is true. Oh, I remember why I have that. That could be like one of the theories. Basically, at a certain point, you have multiple conflicting theories as to what happened to your mom. And that's also going to be one of the things that I'll really flesh out, like, hopefully in these next coming weeks, because I want the game to have all this stuff by the end of the month, which is going to be unlikely at this rate, but oh well. I'll do it anyway. I'll just keep working until it's done. Actually, I do want this up here. So, 12... So, if it's 15 or 16 years... Let's just put estimates here, because I don't know if these years are actually right either. So between 1246 1247, Tara is born on the plateau. What is 1261? Valand invades the Gerard. Tara's parents die. Actually, let's just put this here. Because I also have in my head the actual timeline that I'm actually not going to bring onto the screen. Or I'm not going to share it with the stream, just because, you know, I want some mystery. Let's see, where is the actual timeline? Oh yeah, it's now in my... I have a new writing folder that's actually saved in my GitHub. So that way it can eventually leak. And condemn me to whatever it's going to condemn me to. Where is this? Is it in plot? No. Okay. So I think like 1264, Tara moves with aunt and uncle in Lagoon Town. Okay, so this is what we learn from here. This was the year... $1261. Okay. In 1264, Tara first came to the city. Or first came to Lagoon Town. They never... I guess... Connections to the drug trade in the area. Because basically there's a fictional drug that's also, like, in the area, and her family, like, extended family especially, was connected to it somehow. Eight after her uncle was arrested. Or, what would it be? They think she was... I guess, like... This is one of the contradictions where there is a timeline. They think she was younger when she came to this town, because she would really have been 18 to 19 if Orstad's estimates are correct. At this point, because this is 3 years later, so we don't know what happened in those intermediate 3 years, up to this point at least. I can probably figure out some way of figuring that out for the player. Maybe. Her family was not well liked and was known for connections to the drug trade in the area. Tara left in 1268 after her uncle was shot for murder, and she had a falling out with the rest of the family, who believe she, like, helped the police or something. So let's say, personality-wise, was very introverted. And creepy. She didn't make many friends. Had some flashes of generosity. What? Uncle's that's perspective? Uncle's perspective. I don't think this is true. I don't think I have the cousin. I don't think we have the cousin here yet. And I don't think he gives you some legal documents, so he has some more information. So we're basically going in, like, chronological order. What year would this be? Crab Hill when she was... Well, where would she have come from? Let's just say Tara met Walter before the Civil War. Or, I guess, as the Civil War was... around 1270, I guess. Just giving a couple years of space between these different events for now. Well, actually, this wouldn't make sense. Because if this is here... Yeah, okay. It'd have to be, like, 1270, like, 2. Because basically, she leaves right after meeting him, I think. Well, maybe not. Walter, protects her, pretending to be a cousin while she lives with him. Day she disappears. Months later, he discovers left. So I guess they lived together for under 2 years. They're left with a foreigner out of the, let's just say, they left the country with a foreigner. And what we have here is also one of the big commonalities that they have is that they are both orphans during the war. Earned because they were both poor during the war. Actually, I wonder if... Nah, that's fine. There's not really any, like, contradicting information now. I know. I think she was... So, when she left, Tara said she was going back to live with her parents. I want it to be contradicting, basically, at every turn. And then you can you have to have multiple pieces of information to ever get, or you have to have more than 2 pieces of information to ever, like, decide which one is true, basically. So I think, basically, to make people not worry when she ran away from this lagoon town, because she would probably be, like, what would she be? I guess she'd be, like, 19 or 20 at that point, so not that young. But to make people not worry, she'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go live with my parents. Like, for one reason or, and she just makes up some reason for why she wasn't living with her parents, even though they were still around. And then the other bits of information indicate that, no, her parents are probably gone. And she was just saying that. But I also need more than, like, 3 people that you can talk to. Because, I mean, I guess these are technically 2 people. So I can split out the information between them, but not really. Okay, and we don't get this. That's not true. We do get her full name, probably. And let's just remove all this stuff, because this is, like, just inconsequential. And I don't think he knew that. I should probably also have, like, maybe Jackie talks with her dad on the phone or something. That could be interesting. To get actually his perspective on the events. Okay, and the rest of this is more about the world as a whole, or, like, the medium itself and stuff like that. Okay, so what are the places where I want to point this out? I think it's... Let's get some notes in here, actually. Notes. Orstad. War. Told me a lot about my mother from before the war. Apparently, or let's say My mother's parents were killed. Let's also do plus stat. Come on. So my mother's parents were killed in the or most likely. Dang, does this sound like ever stop crescendoing? Okay. By Valors when they invaded the city of Godot. Okay, this is gonna be mom info. War, medium, quest, Orstad, mom. Orstad, knew my mother from before the war. And let's say this is Orstad, mom. Then let's also have like notes, war, Huron was invaded. In 1261. Okay. And this should be like Valor War or something like that. Okay. Okay. So my mother, let's do like plus, like notes. Yeah, mom was a few years. There we go. Name. Now let's say spent her years in rename Lagoon Town. She arrived a few years after the war. 1264 or so. Okay. I'm creepy. My mother is some creepy. What does trouble mean? In 1268. Actually, we should probably have this be like this one. In fact, I should probably have these all be here instead of like Well, let's keep all this. Left in 1268 due to family problems. Back to live with her parents. Okay. Okay. So note, mom, uncle, let's just say Tara's uncle was shot for murder. Lived soon after because the rest of the family blamed. One of the family medium quest. In around the year 1268. And I guess I could also have the question of, like, how do they know what year it is? One of the things that happens in a lot of, like, smaller, well, like, very rural areas, like, very almost tribal areas, is that they don't, like, keep track of the year, because you need, like, a calendar that's constantly being updated. You know, that's why you also have a lot of, like, people in, like, very rural areas claiming to be, like, 100 years old, because, well, they just don't know what year they were born, because there weren't, like, calendars around. So it's just like, oh yeah, she's old, she's 100. But okay. So you're hidden, so... Okay, so I need more of these contradictions to be brought up. So we have, like... Hang on. I think she was this age. Let's just put that in here. Plus that, mom, June, town, age. I think that's already in here. Oh, I see. Hmm. Do I want... So basically, there's this doubt flag where I was wondering if maybe certain questions she shouldn't be willing to ask. Like, maybe she's not confident enough to actively contradict people until a certain point in the story. But I think once the player has these bits of information, they should be able to immediately, like, do that. Let's say after some back and forth, you think he might be talking about, or let's see, you think he may have been or he may have been thinking older sister. He doesn't think, so he wrong. So we can have this one. Let's do that, actually. So the, who claims she was 15 or 16 when the war started. How could she be 14 years later? So they, certainly seemed younger than 19, but maybe she just looked young. They also can't quite, it's also hard to confirm the actual year since it was so long ago. Definitely sometime after the war, but before insert some event the player can check. So let's add this. Note, Who claims my mother was 16 when the war started? How could she be 14? Which would match timeline, but maybe she just looked young. It's also hard to confirm the actual year since it was so long ago. Let's just say nearly 40 years ago. Actually, so the year in the game is 1302, I think. Yeah, so this would be straight up, like, 38 years ago. So definitely sometime after the war, but before, yeah, that. Let's put that in here. Go 2. Theory. Spoiler. Current event of the game. So I guess Terra leaves. So it's not for home. Because that's like literally the question. So let's put this in here. 1268. Tara meets Walter. No, wait, no. It was 1271, wasn't it? That's a big gap. Tara leaves. Walter. Okay. I think maybe this should be shorter. Nah. Maybe it is 72. I don't actually know what Jackie's dad did. His last name is Southcott. Because he was in the area for some reason. My working, or what I'm currently working with, is he was doing some sort of contract, like construction work or architectural work or something like that. Or maybe like mining. Like he was a foreman for a mining operation or like a geologist helping them figure out where to mine. Things like that are my theories of like what he's doing. Because he's some sort of upper middle class guy who had to travel around a lot for his work. Or lower upper class. Maybe he even like owned a small like company that did it all himself. Or, you know, that did it all for him. Whatever it was. And this doesn't quite give us everything I need, but oh well. Let's say, so Natya can't believe Orstad's account, or Orstad's timeline is correct. She swears younger than 19, as he implies, but she could have been older. Let's do, medium, what? Let's just put it there. I don't actually know where the medium quest stuff is going to go. But okay, that gives us a contradiction that we now, like, I don't know if we actually ever find a solid answer for which one is correct. So let's also put that in here. So, like, 1249, 1250 is born Natya. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay, and then let's put the same thing here. So the timeline you gave contradicts stories. She is apparently several years younger than in your account. Sasha some back and forth. You think he may have been thinking of her older sister, though he believes they're wrong. Stats. Actually, we should probably have just a stat for like the general idea of like contradicting information here. But Orstad, mom, age, contradiction. Orstad, or I brought up the contradiction with Orstad. I think he may have been, or he may have mixed up older sister, but he insists he didn't. Let's let's see. So I guess Balter is the next guy that we can bring up, because we get a lot of information from these two and less information from Balter, I guess. I guess maybe stats, orphan. And this is also confirmed by here. There. And then this is also, let's see, /orphan. And then we can also have like /parents somewhere in here. /orphan. Did you say she had parents? I heard her parents died in the war. So I guess she winds up agreeing that she was then where did she go when she left? Okay, notes. Natia, mom, parents. Couldn't have left rename. Goon Town. We go then. And this, yeah, this is like, oh wait, no, it's only a 3-year gap. I was like, a 7-year gap in just the timeline would be crazy. Okay. 1268. Use Lagoon Town. I mean, I guess I could compress this, because I do actually find the idea of such a large gap that the player may not actually be able to solve interesting. Let's say that. Because, yeah, I like the idea of not having, like, this perfect, like, year-by-year narrative of every little thing that happened. Because, like, I don't know what my parents were doing in, like, 1980. Like, if you name a year, odds are I don't know what most of my family was doing in that year. I could probably guess, but, like, it'd take me a while to figure it out. I think it'd be useful to have, like, different visual aids for the player, like a timeline, or, like, a graph of people that she knew. Those would all be cool. But, it'd probably be hard to do that. Well, I don't know. Now that I've said it, it would be really useful. Because I did have a page for creating a timeline for her. Or for creating, like, a graph, or, like, some sort of, like, visual representation of the player's understanding. I think that would be good to bring back, but instead of what I had before, just have, like, the timelines and, like, a reorganizing of the notes to basically say, like, which was which. That'd be interesting, especially if we had, like, 1261. I'm gonna start doing this. Let's put that in here as like track. Certain events are said to have happened. Put it in the notes, don't show. And then eventually we'll have a actual timeline. The music album is still... There we go. It's just very quiet. I guess this will be... It won't really be second pass. I guess it'll just be UI. Add timeline. Or add new mum stats. Timelines. Map. People. Summary of personality. Notes and theories. Could be cool. But yeah, I still admittedly am feeling quite restrained by actually doing writing on stream. So yeah, I might have to just... I think what I'll do is I'll still stream this week normally, or at least these 3 days, and then maybe for the rest of the month, not stream at all, and force myself to, like, work off stream. But I might wind up not doing that, because that would be hard, and I, you know... And let's say... do like notes, Forstad, age. My mother was probably born in 1246. Okay. Let's do that with this. Orstad, mom, age. Year 1264. And then year 1267. Let's see, let's put this in here. Note mum Natya age. Based on Natya's estimates. My mother was born in 1250 or so. Then we could probably do plus that none. Or no, Natya. None. Okay, let's just see these in action. I want to see the actual, like, characters talking and these notes in the journal, so that way I can, like, have some conception of, like, what I'm actually going to get from these. So I'll just talk with Forst... Oh, wait, no. I also need, Lagoon Town age. This is now Natia age. And I think this is the only, like, instance of, like, the age specific, like a timeline being contradicted. Because otherwise it's pretty much shared things like the war itself. Okay, so we have narrator. Who's narrator? Oh, setting the stage, blah, blah, blah. I want Orstad. Okay. We got a lot of stuff now. Yeah. And this almost works, Valak Yakazi War. It needs to be capitalized properly, though. I guess I could just... Hang on. I betcha that would work. Then we talk to her. So did you say she had parents? So talk with the man. Blah. Oh, I hear a phone ringing. I still don't know if Persephone is going to actually be participating in the game. Yeah. She's an interesting character. I like the idea of being called on a payphone to get strange, like, missions, but I literally haven't done anything with that idea in, like, a year and a half of having it in the game, so, like, you know, it does not speak well to the, like, actual practicalities of it. Then he does that. Okay. So is there any... No, there's no contradiction there. Okay, we should probably do the same thing here of, like, talk equals 0. And then, like, how do we get... Admittedly, I think what I need to do as well is start focusing more on... Well, I was about to say I should start focusing more on, like, storytelling rather than just the story itself, but I don't think the story itself is still quite done. Though, if I am still in the mood... Because I'm really not in the mood to do any writing on... Or any more writing on stream. I guess if I do that, I could start working on the animation system for cutscenes, because eventually Jackie needs to be able to, like, emote during dialogue in a convenient way, like all characters do, actually. And I could actually do an interesting thing with that. Okay, well, I need to use the bathroom as well. So what I'll do is I'll take that as an opportunity to think on my actions and my future and my plans. And also, I guess, to put on some, like, mid-roll ads. So I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, I'm back. Okay, so we are trapped in the writing sphere. Alright, let's note this down. Bolter. / mum. Bolter. Probably met mum around 1270. Bolter, mum, year 1270. Just appears, so let's do note mum / Walter. Mom left. I assume with my dad. So this would be Walter. Mom, year / 1270. How does any of this get the player actually closer to finding out where she went? Because I think that's like the stated goal, is to basically use the medium to figure out where Jackie's mom went after she left. So I may want to start also thinking about, let's put that as like next week's goal, basically, like theory crafting. So Jackie, so let the player, or I guess like, specifically toward where mom went. So connections with the world's factions, the ruins, and forces. I know, international espionage. So let the player explore these paths. Basically, I'm thinking like, well, I'm thinking. Okay, what else do I have here? Personality contradictions. That could be good. So let's say like stat mom slash creepy. Would you, and let's just say, just like a exit thing, would you have described my mother as creepy? Hmm. Did she ever talk about her family? Beyond her parents missing? No. Or behind her parents being killed? Hmm. I'm also thinking, like, what happened, mother, after or before she met you? Hmm. And I also still need to figure out how to make each of these paths. So with just these three groups, we have like 6 different orders in which you can get this information. So you know, each one should feel like a bigger revelation than the last one. And I think just by virtue of like having a complete picture and then being like, oh, this is like a missing piece of like a huge chunk of the timeline, that gets more and more important as you get, larger. Hmm. But all right. When during the war, she lived at UG camp, like Balter. Year slash 1261 during the war and for some time after. Balter, they. And as people were still okay. Hmm. But that leaves a 10-year gap. Which he basically never talked about. Hmm. See, I should also think about if the player is specifically asking. Yeah, let's just put this as a question. So, like, where do you think he would have gone. Anywhere but here. Oh, I have that literally in 2 different places. Well, shit. I mean, what better answer could we have? And I guess Orstad doesn't really have an answer. Also, I'm fiddling with I have like a candy bar. Hang on. It's actually a like fiber soft granola bar. It's caramel flavored though. I like them. Hmm. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Hmm. Well, now I've lost the plot completely. Hmm. Okay, let's try to think a lot more about this. So like have tried to help other 30 still in the country. There we go. This album has like a lot of like long periods of silence. Hmm. Perhaps she returned to the area. Or to the capital, perhaps. At Iceberry. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. That gives us something. And then we'll do like notes or stats. Uh, so at least not So at least not in the past 15 years. They can offer some theories. She might... to Thuria. Where people often escape the country. Or I guess where most Sirti left to. Well, would they have... I gotta reconsider... Hang on, I'll put that in my, like, world rework. The other countries. What is Thuria? I got so much stuff to do. And this isn't even, like, this is a world, like, actual, literal, like, world building in the sense of building the world. And this is world building in the sense of, like, lore. But oh well. If she stayed in the province, where would she have gone? Well, let's say that, at least. Oh, wait, no. They wouldn't offer this. Orstad would be the one who says this. Okay. I'm just thinking at this point. Oh wait, hopefully my microphone wasn't unmuted because I've been like just eating like granola bars this whole time. Yeah, I'm having more ideas, but I think what I need to do... Yeah, I think what I need to do is just spend like a full day playing the game, making theories, and then another full day doing that again, but like, you know, put in more dialogue, more medium stuff that I can do. And I think I just think I don't have the, like, mental freedom when I'm streaming. But alright, I'll at least, like, figure out, like, what are some bugs? Because this is okay. But it's not really, like, the juice, you know? I have some ideas for what the juice is, but it's spoilery and stuff that where I don't want to have, like, an unfinished version of it on stream, basically. More writing. Do I even have a master? Oh yeah, I just realized. I do have a master branch, but it actually points to my public repo. V4 is essentially the master branch of the, like, private repo. Okay. What are some, like, things? Yeah, none of this is gonna get done, basically. Yeah, so let's just not even bother. Let's just go to bugs. More moving bugs, so sometimes I'm on the ground for a frame after roll jumping off a slope. I fly off the ground a bit when I climb onto something. Lost the ability to sit. Let's do an easy one. Video game. What is this? Why are the buttons not working? Video game. Okay, is there... Why is this not water? Like, these should have collision. I can solve that very easily, actually. So this is our old spooky level. We need to go to 1605. Assets. Environment chunks. 12. Admittedly, well, I was about to say, if I make this whole thing, like, not... I wish it would just show me where it is here. Like, water. There we go. And then what is... Okay, I guess those are fine. And then we can do this. Then we can do... There we go. Static body. This is now going to be 14. Let's get some very low-hanging fruit, so that way I feel good. And it's hard because I also want, alright, let's, oh wait, this is gonna be tricky because I want the time stop water to act differently. Let's get a lantern. There we are. Maybe. Where are we? There we are. Oh, I've exited the entire area. You know what? Actually, I wonder if the game's gonna still be in, like, the time reset mode. Nope, okay. Okay. Okay, now we'll have 25 minutes of tutorial, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. Congrats to me. I made the water. Man, this song has been going for like 25 minutes as this exact same stuff. It's like a 4-minute song that was stretched like 15 times. Okay. And there's the accompanying like 25 minutes of silence at the start of every song. Is the album like working? I know what to do. Remove this from the playlist and pick a different one. Okay, so now we're in the Baroque OST. Okay. Attach a faint fallback light to the camera, not player body. Basically, this is... Where's the light that's attached to the player? Because, yeah, there's a very low light. This one. This is now going to be attached to the camera. Oh, here it is. Well, where should it be? Maybe to yaw instead? And then it'll be like behind the player like this, kind of. Nah, this is probably fine. Okay. Set time 4. 3. There we go. Actually, what is the darkest time in this game? What? The day-night cycle is still screwed up. Okay, so we actually need to do, like, the proper, like, time turn off the world thing. Or stopping time. Okay. Okay. Let's see how this actually looks. Once we, like, roam out here. Okay. And so if I move really fast, the light does not keep up with me. Which is interesting. What I might wind up doing... Well, I prefer having the light, like, behind the player so that we can still be fully illuminated. Because, you know, the world is now completely, totally pitch black. but we can still like simulate essentially like proprioception or like touch by just having a very like low light so that the player can see what they are doing. Oh look, the lion. But yeah, so this is basically the only instance in the game where you actually need... Wait, why is it sometimes when I press... What is it doing? Like, sometimes when I press the button for the hover scooter, it does it twice. So I, like, instantly bring it up and then put it away. Or, like, instantly put it away and then bring it back up. Is it just the controller is broken? I mean, I did say that it was getting a little worse for wear, and I also have been, like, taking it with me in suitcases and things, so it might be, like, you know, just the contacts are broken or something. I'll assume it's a bug, or I'll assume it's, like, a physical issue with the controller. And also, I don't think I can go fast enough for this light to matter. Yeah, so let's say that that is going to be fine. So starting a new game while taking damage does not reset iframe animation. Let's just go to the player's iframe animation. Let's do... How do I do this? I guess I can have, like, a thing to damage the player. Bunk, take damage. Okay. Global, get player. Take damage. 1. Vector 3, up. Or test. Huh? What does this mean? Is that it? Okay, let's try this again. And then we will start a new game. And we should be completely white. Because it, for some reason, does not reset. Aha. It was correct. It doesn't reset it. Let's just have it reset it. Let's just do that. So it'll just be function ready. Iframe anim.play reset. Okay, because if I do this now, great. And then let's do global get player take damage 1 vector 3 0 1 0 okay. Okay, there we go. So now that should just work perfectly every time. Admittedly, I should probably figure out what other animations affect materials and resources. So let's actually put that in here. So like check or like make sure any animations that affect materials or resources are reset properly when reloading/resetting. I got stuck in the caves. What does this mean? Which caves? I think this is like, this isn't even like a, that's just like a level design issue. Okay, and these, so not standing at a point, getting stuck in walk animations, flying around, sometimes frozen in his walk animation when you should be idle. Fade to black isn't correct. NPC is still walk in place. Let's fill it with some movement stuff. Because at least we are getting these narrowed down quite a bit, but it's also because I'm not playtesting that much. But okay, I don't think I'll be able to fix this slight upward thing. Actually, you know what? So sometimes I'm off the ground. Actually, you know, none of these are showstoppers, to be honest. I've lost... Oh wait, I lost the ability to sit. This one is kind of important, because that breaks the game. Did I lose the ability to sit? Did I bring it back? Because this seems like one of those bugs where I would write it down, but then immediately fix it, and then forget to mark that I already fixed it. But let's double check and, like, reproduce to make sure. It might have been I was, like, standing on some, like, dynamic thing. Yeah, I think I was just, like, on something. I like doing it wrong. More advanced platforming. I have considered them, and we can move these. Let's do some, like, prioritization here now. Oh wait, this is already done. Dynamic gravity, that'd be cool. Things that don't respawn until you die, costing a life in limited areas. Huh. Rarely found in multiple places, that'd be good. I think that, I mean, that already is in the game. I could do another export of the demo, like I said I was going to do and then didn't. Eye contact system, projectile... I mean, there is kind of an icon... Well, no, I guess what I mean is having NPCs actually dynamically look at the player's eyes and then look away. UI improvements, show dialogue... Oh yeah, also, what I would like for an eye contact system, do not make the player special. And by that, what I mean is make it so all NPCs can make eye contact with any other. Maybe they pay slightly more attention because you're unique. You should not feel like the only person in the world. That's my idea with that. And also, this is CSG-based things, like the roads. And also, I should probably make the roads look good. Oh yeah, one of the things I've been considering is, what do I want Jackie's hair to be? Because I think this isn't quite... Well... I don't know. I guess at this point, it's kind of just what I've gotten used to. But it doesn't really inform her design, like her character. Because she's meant to be sort of turn-of-the-century British. Sort of insecure and, like, very conforming, I think, to, like, gender expectations is what I imagine in my head for her. But that's not what... Like, that's just plain not how she is depicted in the game. Like, in the game, she's pretty androgynous. With the shorter hair and the sort of androgynous clothes. Yeah, they are sort of adjacent to almost like horse riding outfits, like with the knee-high boots and the pants and the coat. So it's like, it does have... Oh wait, hang on. Was there something wrong with the climbing here, or was it just... What was that exactly? Ooh, ooh. That is disgusting. There's like a thing right in here. Oh my goodness. There's something horrible going on in here. Well, like I can't climb right. Hang on. Let's just investigate that, because I think I know what it probably is. It's probably this thing. Is ever so slightly too long. Maybe. Actually, is this emergency floor raycast what we use? Yeah, we're misusing this floor cast. Okay, I think that... No, that's not the issue here, though. What the fuck is that? Hang on. Put the floor cast back where it was. Snap to floor. Let's remove snap to ground for now. From here. And from here. Oh, right. Because I added it to climbing, when I think it doesn't actually work for climbing. Yeah, okay. It's because this here is incorrect. I think. Let's do greater than, like, 7. Yeah, it was just at the wrong place. In fact, I don't think that's gonna work. This was basically me trying to fix the bug where when you climbed up a cube, you, like, go over the ground a little bit. So, like, here, there's, like, a little bit where, like, especially if you climb fast, you, like, fling up in the air a little bit. I don't like it very much. Let's see if I can reproduce it elsewhere. Yeah. It's just a minor thing, but I don't like it. And I was trying to fix it, and I somehow introduced a much worse bug. So I'll just get rid of that. Okay. What was that even? Put a payphone in Crab Hill. Rework collectibles. I don't care. It's gonna be what it is. I should have multiple editing, because I'm gonna have so many things that are, like, from previous deadlines that are, like, no longer properly applicable. Show dialogue notifications inline. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Probably vertical slice, though. Yeah, it's already put in here. I could start working on a timeline. But I think, honestly, I'm kind of overwhelming myself. Because, yeah, I know that this stuff, and I know the story, is the most important stuff. But it's just, I feel like I have to sit down for, like, 12 hours straight. Like, I can't just do it in a couple hours at a time, because I completely lose the context and then don't feel like I actually can, like, resume where I left off. I feel like I just don't have the amount of time required to make this game what I want it to be. Like, not enough hours in the day and not enough days in my life. Especially with all the other stuff I want to do. Like, I still need to make a, like, I have a devlog that I've been working on that I want to do. And then the other games and stuff like that. And, like, other videos and things. And yeah, the devlog is so long. It's going to be like 25 minutes long. Well, I think the actual audios wound up cutting down to 20 minutes. I'll have to probably cut it down even further, but I don't know where. I also want to start thinking about, like, how to make this game performant as I get more visual complexity, but I guess that's also a thing that can just come... Hang on. I feel like this has genuinely regressed at some point. Like, I don't feel like she used to fly off the ground like that when I was finished climbing. Like, something has gone wrong to make the climbing worse in, like, recent memory. Yeah, because they really did, like, hug the ground before. But for a lot of these things, I just can't tell. Like the fact that these convex, or there are convex colliders that suddenly had like 3 inches of clearance off the ground where the player would float on them, and then it turned out that that'd been there since the very beginning of development and I just didn't know somehow. I think it might just be like a problem that I just haven't noticed that's always been there. So there's no like, no, I feel like it is genuinely like, surely I was able to, like, crawl there without having this weird fall for a brief second. You see that? I don't like that. Okay, well. I think what I'm going to do is I'll say that that's an okay, or that's okay for today. Because, yeah, I'm really just going to start working more on writing stuff. So what I'm going to do is thank you for watching. I will be back tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have some more stuff to do. See you then.